Hey child, welcome back to my channel if you haven't been here before. Hi, my name is Andree. Hi, welcome. I'm going to be doing a video today where I'm answering questions. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know that every Tuesday without fail for the last 3 years, no, I'm lying. For the last solid year and a half, you can ask me anything about hair, whatever, and I answer them. So I'm going to be doing my makeup today. For the last 8 months this year, my skin's just not been up to par. Without these two spots on my face, this is normally what my face looks like. I don't have spots, but this year I've been having, like, I don't know whether it's an allergic reaction or what, but it's just not been acting the way it normally does. So I've got blemishes that I need to cover. Again, this one came last week and this has been there for ages, but I have actually managed to calm it down by stripping away everything and just using the very, very basic things. And by basic, I mean witch hazel, all that stuff. But I am gonna have the questions that I have here so that we can get on with it, really. So I've already creamed my face, I've already done all of that jazz. So the first thing I'm going to use is I'm going to use the Milk, what is that, Hydro Grip. Normally pour it on my fingers. And the first question up is, what do you recommend or suggest to someone who has psoriasis scalp condition to use? So I would say there are so many things on the market out at the moment that are targeted towards dry scalp and all of those things. So the best thing to do, well, first of all, get diagnosed. If you are diagnosed and you absolutely know for certain that you have psoriasis, Derms is a great company that does a shampoo and conditioner targeted at psoriasis and calming it down. And also there are many dry scalp products, psoriasis, dermatitis products are out on the market from Avalon Care. I'm going to slot them on the side so you can see it, which would really help. One tip I would say to anyone that's using anything with dry scalp, please check out my video. It's the last video that I did where I talk about dry scalp and the different types of dry scalp and what you can sort of do to help it, the difference between dry scalp and build up, and what you can do to sort of like help it. When you finish washing your hair with a dry scalp product, it is always so important to use something after. Don't play with that. Your hair's going to be dry if you just use that. You need to use a moisturizing shampoo. You need to use a moisturizing conditioner. So have your regular routine and then just add the dry scalp stuff to it. Because if you take that out, if you take your regular routine out and then you just use your dry scalp, your hair's going to be crispy. You hear me? Crispy. So don't play that game. So moving on, again, does my face feel sticky? I don't even care about this step because really and truly I don't need it. But because I have blemish 1 and blemish 2 on my face and a few others that you probably can't see to the naked eye, I then just use the good old LA Pro and I correct. I put this under my nose. I put this under my eyes because I have dark circles. And I also put it on my forehead and the corners of my mouth. Also on this little spot here. So that's that. So once I finish with that, I then just under my eye. One lady said, hair inspo please. I have no idea. I've had a pixie, braids, grown it, coloured it, chopped it, help. Okay, so I always say with these sort of questions, it's really difficult when you don't know the person's lifestyle, you don't know the person's anything. With a client, I like to get a feel of them so I can better give help. But if we're just asking for generic help, if you've done everything or you feel like you've run out of hairstyles or you're just bored, then I suggest just jazzing it up with something that's on trend so that you just feel like you're doing something special or you're up to the trend, or whatever it is that you might be looking for. Definitely have that in mind. The next question is best cost effective and healthy way to handle colouring grey hair at home, salon / full head highlights. So I don't really know what way this question is going, but what I will say is if you have grey hairs and you've got colour on your hair, anyone that has colour needs to introduce some sort of bonding system into your routine. You need to introduce it anyway, but you definitely need to have that in your routine. K18 is a fantastic product that works both vertically and horizontally on each hair strand, but also the good old Olaplex. Olaplex is amazing. There's Uberlist by the brand Avalon, which is also Keracare. L'Oreal, who have a ton of products under their name, Redken and Matrix, they all have great products. So I would just say K18 is amazing. You can use the leave-in conditioner. Their shampoo, which I actually have right here, their Damage Shield shampoo is one that I don't see spoken about enough, and it's amazing. It is amazing. This is what I'm currently using on my hair because I'm coloured and relaxed, double chemically processed, and this has been amazing. I was super scared when I was going to relax my hair because I thought, well, this is the point where my hair normally breaks, but nothing has happened. My hair's not dry. My hair feels exactly the same as it did before. And of course, when you have a little bit of colour, you've lifted your hair may feel a little bit drier than it normally does, but these products will keep it at bay. So a bonding system is extremely important if you are thinking about colouring your hair in any shape, way or form. I suggest the shampoo, like I said, from K18. I also suggest that you use the K18 hair leave-in repair mask. That's amazing. It's a 4-minute quick treatment, so you can literally put it on your hair and go. And when I say and go, I mean move on to the next step. You don't have to use a deep conditioner with that one, but I still do, and then pop it on. Olaplex Oldie but Goodie number 3 is amazing for that. And then if you have highlights which are more on the blonde side or closer to the white, you'll need a purple shampoo to keep it nice and coloured and to keep the colour bright at all times. Since I've dyed my hair, black eyebrow just feels a bit harsh on me, so I switched to using a brown pencil so that it can soften the look of it, because girl, I didn't like the way I was looking. Then I use my Jacka Black, which is just amazing. Love this stuff. And I stick it on and brush my hair up. Considering I have super dark eyebrows, I think this pencil, and I've also had my combination brows, which means that I've got the semi-permanent dye underneath this colour. I think that this is doing a really good job of making my eyebrows just look the part, really. The other question is braids pulled out a lot of my hair and thinned my hairline. Any suggestions on next steps to recover? So I would say regain. Minoxidil is if you feel like you've left it for an amount of time. So one, you need to stop doing what you were doing to get you in that place in the first place. So if you were braiding and you find that braiding is thinning out your hairline, number 1, stop braiding. Stop braiding, because that's the common denominator in the reason why your hair is just not where it should be, or your hairline is not where it should be. So stop that, number 1. Number 2, if you can, head yourself over to a dermatologist or a trichologist to see if things like red light therapy or anything like that will help bring your edges back. Another great way is PRP. PRP is platelet rich plasma, and that's when they take your blood, turn it into plasma and inject it back into your scalp so that it can encourage growth. They also do it for skin to rejuvenate the skin. So I would suggest those ones. They are more on the pricey side. Red light therapy obviously is pricey. I know there are some machines out there that you can use for home use that can help stimulate the growth. If the growth is not permanent and you do not do any of the things that I've just mentioned, your hair should come back within 3 to 6 months. Now it takes about that time for your hair to sort of regenerate itself. This is what I learned when I had my hair transplant, and come through the hair follicles, especially if you've damaged them. Your hair, if you haven't completely damaged the area, if it's not a permanent damage, then your hair should come back within 3 to 6 months without you doing anything at all, because that's just what hair does. But if you would like it to be held by something, the above that I mentioned are amazing for that. And if you are like, absolutely not, don't want to do that, too painful, I don't really want to participate in any of that, minoxidil is always what I would recommend to anyone, as long as you are not trying for a baby, or you are not in a position whereby like you've just had a baby or anything like that. Minoxidil is that girl. 5%, use the men's version. Regain is my favorite brand, you can pick up at Boots. And yeah, that's like what I would suggest if you are suffering. PRP again is something that you need to keep on doing. So you do it, I did it every 6 weeks or 4 weeks, can't remember. I did it once a month for 7 months with a skip in the middle somewhere, 3 months after my hair transplant. Now, if you are a person that's trying to get that sort of wake up your hair follicles, it is great for that. If you've got permanent damage, PRP will stop working when you stop using it. But if you are trying to awaken something that's kind of there and dormant, it will help like revive it, and you may not need to keep doing it again. But if it's something that's a constant problem, then you need to constantly use it, probably permanently. And I think once you've done it every sort of month and you start seeing the growth, you can limit it down to 2-3 times. Hope that helps. Another lady said, hi, how can I keep my pixie moisturized and healthy? Foam wrap is drying my hair. So depending on what foam wrap you are using, you definitely will experience that, because some foam wraps are hard, like they set really hard, which means that they can flake or they can leave your hair feeling a certain type of way. Another tip that might help you guys is if you have a pixie cut and you find that you're going to the gym, you're doing this and that, and you would just like your pixie to feel refreshed in the middle of the week without you having to shampoo it, leave-in is also, like a spray leave-in is also a great way to revive your hair. And I'm not talking about spraying your whole head, I'm just saying like to kind of reawaken your edges. Sometimes I need to redo the front of my hair, so what I normally do is I just spray a little bit of foam here and I just reset the front and reset the back, especially if I've had a gym session, it's gotten quite sweaty. I wait for it to dry and I do that. A leave-in is excellent for that, so you can use a leave-in and then just use a dab of foam wrap on the places that you want to set in a different way, and your hair will feel much more moisturized. Number 2, have a moisturizer. So I moisturize my pixie about 2 to 3 times a week, depending on. I use a very tiny amount and I just apply it to my hair, and I just find that really helps keep my hair moisturized. I haven't done so in a while because my hair is close to a wash day, but it sets the hair, it does what it needs to do. So those are the tips I would recommend for you. Once I've sort of done my makeup and it looks like this, again, because I don't use foundation, it's not as seamless as it should be. I then take one of these brushes and I just sort of like blend my forehead, my tiny little forehead, and I blend my edges out. I have found that using this flatness of this brush is amazing, and it just helps you really sort of like blend that makeup so well. I feel like my hollow bits here need a little bit more help, and just under my eyes a little bit. I'm not really going anywhere today. Sometimes I do then go ahead and use a brightening concealer, but I'm not going anywhere, guys. I'm literally just filming videos and taking my makeup off, I'm not gonna lie. So, you know, I don't need to do too much. So you get the drift anyway. Okay, amazing. So once I have done that, I then go ahead and use my powder puff. I use my one size powder in dark deep. I'm going to shake it about a little bit, and I'm just going to dab it under my eye. I quickly dab mine, but I don't know if I should be doing it any different. This is more of like a work look. This is like the makeup routine that I use to go to work. I don't really like, sometimes if I feel like my under eye is going to crease, I then go in with my beauty blender and I just dab really close to my under eye in the areas I just know are going to get oily and really, really annoy me. Like that. Another question was, I have thin hair and a big forehead. Kindly advise what hairstyles will be best suited. You know what? One thing about big foreheads, or girls who have big foreheads and would like to do something about it, everything about hiding a big forehead or camouflaging or whatever it may be are all attached to fringes. Again, with this message, I have no context. I don't know if you got curly hair, straight hair, I don't know. I'm limited with hairstyles. There's a ton of hairstyles that you can do. If you are self-conscious about your forehead, so many, you will look fabulous each and every time. So, and I know one of the things that girls with wigs do, they just drop it down a couple of centimeters to shorten their forehead. That is absolutely amazing. Always use UV protection and sun protection, just so you don't end up with that band and ruin your skin. Next up, this lipstick is 633 Confident by L'Oreal. And the lip liner was Killing It by Dot Beauty. Okay, so I have a part 1, part 2 question here. Part 1 is, my hair has been the same length for years. It's thick but constantly breaking. Part 2, hair is natural. What tips do you have to retain length? Now, most of the time, I would say the reason why your hair is doing what it's doing is it's genetics. You can grow long hair. You are probably not continuing with a routine that your hair likes. You're probably doing too much. Your hair may be dehydrated. That happens a lot. A lot of people have dehydrated hair. They're just not looking after their hair properly. So you want to make sure that you are moisturizing your hair, washing your hair frequently, making sure that you are doing the things that your hair needs. One of the main things that your hair will always need is what? Hydration. Hydration comes from what? Washing your hair frequently, might I add. So if you're not doing that as one of the first steps, just check yourself before you wreck yourself. So I would say consistency and actually having a routine is the answer to that question. Again, this is a client of mine, so I already know what she's doing wrong. She's not listening to what I've told her to do. And she's doing everything that is fashionable and everything that suits her. And she is not going with the routine and the goal that we have set for her. So she's going to come when she wants something quite fashionable, and then she's going to disappear and do whatever life allows her to do. And that's so normal, but your hair will remain where it needs to be, because it's almost like you hit a point, and then once you go past that point, if you listen, your hair will keep growing, and then that will just get rid of that hurdle. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to just use my cream liquid powder brush by Joy Adenuga, and I'm going to just, can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? Amazing. I love this stuff. I love this stuff so much. Nothing comes close. Nothing. Do you know what I mean? Oh, cha. And then I just take the remainder of that and brush it over my eye. Okay, that's what I do to go to work. It just works every time. It's just a simple look. So that's how I do my makeup. That's a quick rundown of what I do on Tuesdays. A little ad. Come join me on Instagram every Tuesday. Ask me a question. I will answer. I normally get about between 30 to 40 questions, and I always make sure I answer them. Sometimes it spills into Wednesday, but that's fine. That's fine. I love answering them anyway. And yeah, this is the complete look that I have. Yeah, it's quite a cute look. I think it works for my skin tone. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush. I use this a lot, but like I said to you guys, anyone will think that I use a full face of makeup, but the only thing that's missing from my makeup routine is like foundation and a highlighter. Again, I didn't do my eyebrows, I didn't define them or anything like that, but again, it's because I'm not going anywhere, you know? Like I just dabbed a little bit of concealer underneath so that it kind of sharpened up a little, but I'm not going anywhere. And I'm going to do one more question. I'm a natural 4C low porosity babe. I want to do a silk press with proper care. How long will it last? Your silk press might last one day. And I think the more we know this, the better equipped we will be. Sometimes your hair just does not want to be silk pressed, and it could be because of dehydration, it could be because of so many things. It could be because you've been wearing it in a set style for a really long time. Your hair just might not want to be curly. It also could be products used on it or lack of products used on it. There's just a plethora of things it could be, but a good silk press should last you until you wash your hair. Now, I would advise washing your hair for up to 2 weeks if you have a silk press, but I do know some people stretch it out to 3-4 weeks. That's your business, because if you pay for it, I understand you want it to last, but wrapping your hair at night is the golden rule. And if you see that your hair is starting to revert, start introducing some bendy rollers to your routine to make it last even longer and to allow for it to puff up and grow within the style without you losing it. Hope that helped. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I really appreciate it. See you next time. Okay, bye.